Man, you also did a internship ISA Pune mein.
हाँ.
I know I'm jumping topics here, but I think a lot of physics majors don't anticipate what exactly they have to learn to get an internship. So the work you do in internship is not तुमने क्लास में नहीं सीखा होता वो सब.
हाँ.
Usually all the programming I think you learn on your own.
हाँ.
Right? All the uh, weird esoteric not esoteric, the weird math that you learn तुम्हें खुद सीखना होता है. क्लास में तो
हाँ.
MP1 में नहीं सिखाएंगे mathematics physics 1.
हाँ.
So for students, undergraduates, for the second years, usually, who are thinking of preparing for an internship or to create a competitive profile or just to pick up skills that will help them land an internship. I mean, what skills would you say they should focus on? Abhi? Programming, of course, Python and all.
हाँ हाँ. I don't know how to phrase this better, but it's basically Jai Mata Di.
What do you mean?
First year maybe you, especially at Ashoka, if you're a physics, you basically know nothing. You at the end of first year you know nothing. So it is a miracle and it is a true privilege if some professor gives you internship. So if you get some place, well and good, do the best you can there. Even if you don't, it's fine. We were first years and we did not even apply to places, and I wrote to like 2 professors. One of them didn't reply, and one of them said I don't have, like, I have too many students right now, which is generally what you would get.
Yeah.
By the way, that is the same professor I wrote at the end of the second year and did my summer ka internship with that professor. So that is there. So first year ke baad to it's very hard. So but you can that you can always use your summer to do enhance your coding skills and read up on your थर्ड सेमेस्टर में के कोर्सेज काफ़ी ज़्यादा मतलब इम्पोर्टेंट है. CMR EMLR और EMLR has a reputation, classical mechanics and electromagnetism in the light of relativity.
Yeah.
So especially EMLR is it's a tough course. It has a reputation for being the filter. कि जो EMLR करता है complete और उसके बाद भी physics में रहता है, वो actual physics measure करता है. So that is it. So if you enhance your coding skills and whatever Python skills as much as you can.
So learn Python perhaps.
Yeah. And also try and do problems from the books that are used in these courses, which I did not do, and which none of us did, and it's generally people don't end up doing. But and generally all seniors and all professors advise this only.
Solve textbook questions.
So that you can do. Second year mein whatever you firstly need to. I mean, I still haven't learned. I still get a lot of rejections and hardly acceptance
for internships.
Yeah. So
even after your profile.
वो होता है. तो भाई मेरे से भी बहुत अच्छे लोग हैं इधर, बहुत hard मिलते हैं. तो one thing is if you have done some work, so if your professor knows some professor at some like good place, then that is your best chance. You can request them to refer.
Yeah.
And then they may consider.
So LOR is important to get internship.
Not even like formal LORs. If you're generally these professors know people at other places. So it's important that you are sincere and you do the work. Because then when your prof refers you to work with some other institution's prof, you go there and work, and if you make a mess out of it, it reflects badly on your prof. So you have to
manage that as well. Yeah.
Don't think too much about it. Just think, you put your head down and do the work properly, sincerely, as much as you can. So that is there, and you can all other things are there. Tons of people give advice on how to write short emails,
old emails and all.
CV, old email. So, and I personally am still terrible at writing short emails. I write too much, and that is probably why I receive less responses. But I'm slowly learning how to write short emails, which is why ISER Pune ka that prof replied
to you.
Yeah.
If you could distill all the knowledge you have about landing an internship and building a competitive profile, because I was going through a profile and there's a lot on it. I mean, there's this recurring exam that you give for astronomy and mathematics, I think.
Yeah.
And har saal the rank better hoti hai, main 2% hai. So, and then you have all this other stuff. You have these projects that you've done. You're apparently fluent in a lot of front-end languages, not front-end. This is CSS, not C++.
I tried to build a website from scratch for 2 years.
Oh, that's
multiple attempts, and the end product I didn't like. So I eventually, like the current website, if you're talking, if you have
Framer, I think.
that is a tool that I built in just like a week. But the eventual goal is to shift to a at least not a, at least a HTML CSS JavaScript template, if not from scratch. Because then I don't have to pay for the subscription. The one that I have right now is still free only.
Right.
But if I want to add more things to it and get my own domain name and stuff, then that is paid, which is I don't like.
So all of that, I mean, just the website bhi hai teri, which a lot of people don't have. So there's a lot on your profile, and you've done a lot. You experiment a lot, you talk to a lot of people as well. Relatively, of course. I'm not saying top, I'm always gonna quote you relatively. But if you could distill all that knowledge for a first year, because a lot of us do want to build competitive applications as well, na? So what can you distill all that knowledge? Thoda sa, maybe some mistakes that you made first year that first year should avoid doing, something like that.
See, I'm gonna tell you what I think I know
in your experience.
Yeah. So you go attend officer. First thing you do is you talk to your professors and you go attend officers with them. And even if you don't have anything specific to talk about, just go and talk to them about things in the course, things in the class that you learned or did not learn or whatever. They are there to talk to you. Especially first years में नॉन फिजिक्स में तो ऑफिसर्स इतने होते नहीं क्योंकि क्लास साइज ही छोटा है. बट इफ यू आर नॉन फिजिक्स में CS में ऑफिसर्स का इस्तेमाल करो. दे आर इम्पोर्टेंट. एंड ऑल्सो in terms of building a profile, try to, I mean, there are all of these fancy templates of like say CV बनाना है for example. Use कर सकते हो पर don't make too fancy things also. And first like ये profile build करने के लिए you need research experience, you need to do projects, and the better project, like the longer and sort of the in-depth projects you do, the better. All of that is there, and the only way to go about that is keep on requesting professors and see which professor has time, which professor works in what area, what you like, and then ask for them. And see, whenever any professor agrees to let you work on a project, it's their commitment as well. They are giving a part of their time as well. So it's important that you don't, just while away.
Yeah, do it right.
Yeah.
ठीक sir.
But also don't, ऐसे खुद को मारो मत. Don't kill yourself based on these things, because professors, it's fine, and you don't need to do too many things also. You can just do 2 things, 3 things, and do them well in your entire 3 years, 4 years. But you should be able to talk about every single minute dirty detail of the thing. So that is there. And CV बनाना है अभी तो मुझे भी we will slowly go into the graduate school application session. So I literally have so you just keep on doing projects and you keep on building your skills, and try to not do fancy sounding things. Try to do basic things better. And at some point of time, when you have done enough, like a little bit of projects and all, profile building seems very fancy, and like all of those things. But then it's important to be intentional about what you are learning and what your basics are. And when we think of these research projects and all those things, and then if somebody asks you and say solve a differential equation on the board, simple thing, actual meat of the content of the subject that you're learning, you should be thorough in those things. Fancy research projects look very good on the CV, but if you're better at these things, if you are sort of good at cracking some problems, doing the basic things properly, that I think goes a long way towards, especially if professors know, then that goes a long way towards say your recommendations.
Right. So I think मेरे takeaway ये होगा, interact with professors, make use of office hours, craft a relationship with them, है ना, जानो उनको, let them know that you're interested in the subject, and don't take on too many responsibilities. Even if you aren't doing a research internship under a professor and you're doing just a few things, show them that you're doing those few things really well.
Yes.
So जब वो recommendation लिखेंगे बोलेंगे हाँ research तो नहीं करा उसने, पर ये जो चीज़ें थी he did them or she did them really well. So I think essentially it comes down to have a good relationship with your professor, interact with them more.
Yeah.
इतना nervous नहीं होना.